Yes. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this webinar. I think we have decent sound, looks like it. So let's start. And if you're new on this webinar, we have these almost every Sunday, and thereof the name. I didn't come up with the name, someone else did. It's more humorous than it is anything else. The name of the webinar, I mean. So anyway, welcome to this Sunday School webinar. And today we will talk about fear, the biggest success killer of them all. And I will start with, and this is pretty fundamental. Most people don't realize it, and the successful do. And that is that everything starts with an idea. Ideas are powerful. The chair that you're sitting on right now started with an idea. The computer that you're using to watch or listen on this webinar started with an idea. So everything starts with an idea. Ideas are powerful. And there is no other way. And you know that we talk about principles on these webinars. I keep coming back because it's so fundamental that what counts. Those are the principles. And I'm not only talking about the business you're in. I'm not only talking about right now. I'm talking about, in the future. These things you can use wherever you are, wherever you do, wherever you go. You can use the principles. Facts, though, they change, people change. And you got to get hold of the principles. You got to get hold of the red thread through it all. And that is, money is a byproduct of who you are. And that is connected to what you're thinking. And those are the ideas. And performance doesn't come from the outside. That's why it really doesn't matter what kind of car you're driving or not driving. If you have a powerful mind, then you can drive any car that you want. Just an example, because what you have and what you don't have is a total sum of all your thoughts up until today. It can't be no other way. So if we take a look at this slide, what is it that holds people back? Well, it's fear. And for most people, it's the fear of the unknown. What's coming tomorrow? What's going to happen when I do this? What's going to happen when I do that? What's going to happen? And so on. If I join this thing, or if I'm not joining, or whatever it is. So the prospect that you meet, that you talk to, they suffer from this. Because most of the prospect that you will meet are not successful yet. Some have done something before, so they maybe have got hold of some of the principles we talked about here. But most people, they suffer from fear, and from fear of the unknown. And some people fear, what they know also. And what is that? Well, for instance, you ask someone, or actually you show someone a way out of their life situation, whatever that is, and say, you can make a couple of extra bucks here, or you can, join me and build a, tremendous business. And they will say no, just because of the fear, because they fear more the the unknown, the uncertainty of what's going to happen, what are people going to think when I do this, or maybe if I don't succeed, thoughts like that. But people also still have fear, even though they make money. Can you believe that? Yes. That's why businesses blow up and people go astray and they do stupid things. They take decisions, they make decisions that's not good for them or for others. I just made a couple of examples of, fear thinking. And a lot of people are playing the game of not to lose instead of playing to win. You heard the expression all in. Or if you go crazy about something and you just do it, doesn't matter, you don't think. And that's also a good thing about becoming successful. Don't think too much, because some people, they overthink. But that's one example of fear thinking. That is what people are, a lot of people are doing. They are playing not to lose instead of playing to win. So they are playing safe. They do not go out on the limb. They are playing safe in everything. They do too few or too little just because of the fear, or they don't invest in themselves because they play not to lose, and they think that they're gonna look better if they don't succeed, if they don't go all in, which is unbelievably crazy. Yeah. But a lot of people do this. So you should go to yourself and do your moral inventory of yourself. Do you suffer from this? I'm not saying that you are. It's, no one can ever tell you anything. It's you are the captain of your ship. But another thing that people do, what if I don't make it? They think they're going to look stupid if they don't, succeed or reach their goals, or, whatever. When it's the total opposite, because as soon as you do something, you're a winner. As soon as you accomplish something, you're a winner. Scarcity thinking, what is that? That is that they don't believe that there's enough to go around. So it's like fixed pie thinking, that there's an amount and everyone has to share that amount. But I'm telling you, there's no such thing. There's more than enough. There's more than enough, because it's not about anything else than you and everyone else that want to be successful. They produce a service or a product that people want. And as you go by and people want your product, the money will come to you. So what's the product? Well, there could be the product, but listen, if you haven't got it until now, you better get it now. The real product is you. You are the product they buy. Then you have products. But I'm telling you, people are buying you way before anything else. They buy who you are as a person, as sales rep, or as a leader, or as a husband or wife, whatever. So who you are is way more important than anything else. And this is a great one. What shall they think? That's some fear thoughts that people have. What shall they think? Who cares what people think? You got to get over it. You got to follow your dream. You just got to go for it, and don't even think about what people, because most people, they don't think anything. That's just a big lie in people's head. What shall they think? And who cares what people who are have a negative mindset, or dream busters, they want to kill your dream, what they think? Who cares what they think? It's about you now. And comfort zone, people who haven't done anything in life, they have a tiny comfort zone, which actually give them fear thinking, because they're not used to solving problems or be outside in the unknown, and so on. So, and there's many more, of course. Ego is one big thing. People have big egos, and that will kill their business. It's actually fear. Wow, what is he saying? So people with big egos, they are actually fearful. Yes, that's what I'm telling you. And if you have an urge, you need to boost yourself, you probably have fear issues. That's another webinar. So today I will actually go through a couple of things that will solve the fear thinking, and that is, we used this slide a couple of times, that we have choices every day. Your life is, everyday choice. And what actually leads to more fear in people's mind is indecisiveness. Write that down. Indecisiveness leads to fear. So that's why you need to have a plan. That's why you need to have goals to look forward to. That's why you need to execute. I'm doing it now. I'm just doing it. Just do it. And you can take a look at people who, they don't make decisions. They go back and forth. Oh, I don't know. It's fear, and it will create more fear, which will lead them even further away from, their success, their potential success, I should say, because everyone has potential. And that's why it's so important to have someone in the beginning, a mentorship, or someone that can, kick you in the back and say, hey, come on, move, do something, go ahead. And that's leadership. That's why we'll need leaders. We need leaders who's showing the way and say, hey, we can't wait. We got to do this now. Oops. The cure for indecisiveness, I'm already talked about, is action. For people who have a lot of fear, when they take action, the fear disappears. Isn't that strange? That you can actually be filled with fear, and then you take action, and whoop, it disappears. And you know what I'm talking about because you've done it. You've done it. And then when you've done something, you've actually, you know, widened your comfort zone, and you've done something that you were afraid of before, or you've done something that, you know, you were proud of yourself. So your self-image is bigger, it's better. But it's always action that is the cure for most things, actually. You know, just doing something. Don't sit down and think about things. Do something. You know, the cure is action. What kind of action? Any action. What do I mean by that? Well, if you, let's say, you know the power of the mind, you have a brain. That's the most valuable thing you have. It could be your best companion or your worst enemy. Depend on how you treat it. But you are feeling low, or you're not super excited, or you know something has happened, or you know whatever, and you read a book. Is that taking action? Of course it is. When you start reading that book, your thoughts will change. You will go into that information from that book. I know it can be hard sometimes, but that's why it takes discipline. Or you call someone, you just you take a walk, you know, you do the dishes. What are you saying? Yeah, I'm telling you, just do something, because any action will bring you out of your bad thinking, your fearful thinking. But why did I mention a book? Because, or you'll start listening to, you know, a webinar like this or anything, and your thoughts will start to change, because education breeds confidence, and confidence breeds hope, and hope breeds serenity, and serenity is peace of mind. That's why a lot of successful people, I will say almost any, I mean, really successful people, they have confidence. You know why they have confidence? Because they educated themselves. They were reading books, listening to tapes. They had mentors. They were mentoring someone else, or, you know, they were taking action. They had discipline. They were doing all these things. Because success does not appear like pure luck, you know, whoop, you know, maybe it does for, there's always, you know, someone that is lucky, but I'm talking for, you know, everyone. Doesn't matter what planet you're on, I was almost going to say, but what country you're in, there's the same universal laws. Nothing is free. Nothing comes by chance. You attract or you produce the stuff that happened to you. Maybe you don't know it. That's why you need to listen to stuff like this, so you start learning the principles behind it. We attract a lot more than we think. That's where that saying comes from, that Jim Rohn usually said, that you can have more than you have today because you can become more than you already are. So it's not that you go out and chase stuff, you chase success down the road. You will attract success. It will come to you when you are that person that can handle success. Because, and listen, this is for everyone. You were not born to make a living. Not, I mean, I don't know, because I'm not, you know, the ruler of the universe, but I think we're all here to make a difference in some way, for someone, in something. That is why the best cure for fear is knowledge. And knowledge comes from discipline. You got to discipline yourself. I had a mentor. He said, Peter, you got to build your character, because the character is who you really are. Okay. And then you got to do that by discipline, because there's no change without discipline, he said. And I remember I wrote it down, and he said, there's no change without discipline. And if you go back to what I said just a couple of minutes ago, I said, you will attract success when you change. When you become more than you are today, you will attract success. And if there's no change without discipline, you will stay the same and you will attract the same. Make sense? Yeah. And some people call that, that they were unlucky, or, they were run out of luck, or, they were not in the right place at the right time, or, they blame it on stuff. But listen, if they heard the message and they didn't do it, it's just the way it is. And that's why we need goals, because the cure for taking action. So, because some people, they can understand what I'm telling you guys here on the webinar today, and they just go out and do it. And some people, they need goals because they don't hear what I say. So they need something that they like, that they really want in life. They want some change, or they want some financial situation to change, and whatever. They want something, material things in life. And when they realize that, wow, can I have that if I just do these things? Yes. And they will start taking action. And when they take action, the fear goes away. But they don't realize that it was because of the goals that was driving them, the goals that drive, it's a driving force behind it. That's why we talk about finding the why. My teachings has been the same the last 25 years, and I taught the leaders the same stuff that I taught people for like the last 25 years. And it starts with finding your why. It does. You got to know why you do it. When you have a strong why, wow, it's easy. It's easy. But then again, you have people who study, they read books, and they, but they don't use the knowledge. So they have a lot of knowledge, but they don't put it in action. So knowledge is not power. Power is knowledge in action. You're getting some really good stuff on this webinar today, I'm telling you. So you better write it down. So this is how it looks. This is a person. This is you, but it could also be your best friend, or your mom or dad or family member, or people that you know. This is people all over the world. We are all the same. And we can choose to go into flee mode, which is the left side, which is the bad side where all the negatives are, or we can go into fight mode, which is the right side. And like I tried to explain here, so when people are fearful, they go into fear mode. That's left. That's, why people are envy on other people, because they have a lot of fear, and they have a lot of fear thinking, like, what should people think, and what happened when I'm going to do that? And instead of doing something, they try to destroy the other people's success by being, they think that, it will help them, because it's so stupid to be in envy. Instead of asking someone, how did you manage to do that? Show me. I want to have that car, or that was exactly what happened to me 30 years ago. I asked the guy, how did you get to buy that car? Can you show me? And he said, yeah, I can show you. Instead of being envy, I asked him, how did you do it? Actually, I was a little bit envy from first, but that little bit of envy is good because that will create more want, that you are looking for something. Anyway, so the left side is fear, envy. Greed is also fear. When someone is greedy, he hasn't realized that that's more than enough for everyone. You don't have to be greedy. You can share with people. You can be nice. Hate is all other fear, but that's more obvious, of course. Gossip, to gossip about other people, is fear and will take you further away from your success. This list could make, of course, very more things, hundreds, thousands of things, but I'm just showing a couple so you can see that people are not successful who are in lower levels of Maslow's pyramid. They are living in the left side. They make left side decisions, and they will stay fearful, envious, greedy, hateful, and lazy. Because on the right side, those are the hardworking people, the people who have understand to take control of their thinking and to read books and do as they are told, and be giving, and they don't believe in greed. They learned through taking action in many ways that the right side is the successful way of living. It takes, for some people, years, of course. But the fun thing and what it's interesting is that it never ends. That journey is what we call life. But you got to be on the right side. You got to be more percentage of your time on the right side than you're on the left side. That's okay to, to fall off the wagon and start, doing crazy stuff. But as soon as you realize it, and then boop, go back to the right side again. The right side is the right side. Yeah. Wow, this has turned out to be an awesome webinar. Whew. You're getting $1 million of information here. I hope you understand it. So that's why you never should base your decision from someone who hasn't done anything, because they can't. If someone living on the left side, can that person give you an advice? I think not. But that's what most people do. They take advice from people who are living in fear themselves. Woo! Stick to the winners, because those people, they don't have to deal with the results that you make or they make for you, because they give you advice. If you're stupid enough to listen to them, you got to go to the people who are living on the right side themselves. I love this, because success, it means resistance. You will meet resistance when you're on your way to success. If you don't have any resistance, it's not true success. It's something else. Because success and problems are on the same side. You solve problems. People think the problems is on the left side. No, problems is on the right side, because you got to solve the problems. Problems is good, because problems will make you stronger. Problems will make you successful. It's when you're solving problems. So can you see that it's a lot of truth behind this? Can you see that right now we're solving problems? Yeah, there's a lot of you, thousands of people out there that get, you know, something that I tell on these webinars, and they go like, wow, and they go out and solve problems. So we're actually solving problems right now. We are problem solvers. We are successful. So I will end with what I started today. The battle is not in the battlefield, it's in the minds of man. With that, I'm ending this webinar, and as always, go out there and change the world step by step, day by day. And I'll see you next Sunday.